Hi, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Hey, I thought we'd talk a little bit today about how to extend the 80% rule. The 80% rule, if you don't know or have never heard about it, maybe some people call it the 85% rule. It's basically a sort of a Taoist thing, avoiding extremes. The Tao Te Ching says, a man on his tiptoes is not stable. A dude on his or her or whatever tiptoes is not stable. So it means reaching for the extreme, you're not stable. And it's not a sacred rule in the sense that it lines you up with some kind of cosmic force or spiritual power. It's a functional rule. It just means that when you reach too far, your injury risk goes up, right? So there's sort of the general rule is never sink so low that you can't comfortably sink a little bit further, right? Don't rise up so high that you can't comfortably rise higher, because then your knees will be hyperextended, right? So you want to be able to have a little bit of wiggle room there. Never reach out so far that you can't comfortably reach a little further. Don't eat so much that you can't comfortably eat a little more. Or breathe in or breathe out so much that you can't do more. It goes for everything. Life, work, play, whatever. Go to the point where you've still got a little bit of wiggle room, like a little minimum balance. So generally speaking, if I'm doing a simple breathing Qigong exercise, like I'm sitting in my sort of crane circle here, and I'm going to straighten my legs and open that circle, my circle isn't going to get so big that I can't open it anymore. My legs aren't going to straighten so much that they can't straighten anymore. My inhale isn't going to puff up my chest and lungs so big that I can't inhale anymore. And same when I come down. When I close the circle and come back here, I'm not going to go down so low that I can't go down anymore. And I'm not going to close this so much that I can't close it anymore. And I'm not going to exhale, pushing out every single bit of air. So we live in this 80% zone. So we're always giving ourselves that little extra freedom, freedom to make corrections, really. When you reach for something and you're like this, you can't make corrections anymore. Well, that was interesting. Look what it did to the light. Ha! Anyway, when I make corrections like this, when I reach this far, I can't make any corrections. And so if I trip, I'm going to fall. Whereas if I reach like this, if I trip, I've got options to move. So the 80% rule or 85% rule is really, really great. Now I want to talk about how to extend it. And when do you want to extend, or when do I want to extend the 85% rule? Well, I'll tell you, in an emergency. So this 85 or 80% rule is for daily life, just everyday life. Don't go to 100%. Don't work till you cannot work another minute. Don't play till you cannot play another minute. Don't go to the extremes because your injury risk is going to go up. However, extenuating circumstances, which I'm going to just lump into the general category emergencies, require that you do more. You go to, my example I use is if you're piling sandbags to keep your town from flooding, you don't go, well, sorry guys, I got to go home, I've reached 80%. I mean, you go to 150% if that's what it takes. You go as far as you go to save your town or your family or your house. When there's an emergency on, you may want to go further. And it's good to know your limits, and it's good to go to all-out exhaustion sometimes. But if you go to all-out exhaustion and you violate the 80% rule over and over and over again, you may get some glory, but you're also going to get some injuries. And eventually you're going to be injured, and your body's going to be a source of pain. And since now is all you have, you're going to be in a now that's painful. So I recommend 85% for daily life, but more in an emergency. So the latest application I've felt for doing this has been COVID-19, which I count as an emergency because people my age in my town were getting sick and going to the hospital and on respirators, people I know personally. And so I started telling everybody, hey, instead of the usual 85%, take it up there to 100%, right? And then and kind of go all the way. And I did that for a while. Like I all through the pandemic, I've been breathing in exercises like this and other Qigong exercises. I've been breathing deeper and longer, both inhale and exhale, than I usually do. I definitely go. I'm trying. I've been trying to kind of go to 100% because I want my lung capacity to be exercised and to be maximal, just in case I need it. Because, it's not just COVID-19 coming after my breath. I'm 65 this summer. Life is coming after my breath too. So I just recently discovered a little bit better way to extend the 85% rule than to just go for 100%. And I'll show you what I mean. So what I do now, and I've been doing this lately for the past couple weeks, and it feels really good, is I'll start in my ball position here. And again, I'm using this as an example. I can do it with plenty of other movements, including the Tai Chi form. So I do my 85%. And then I pause. And then I do another 85%. I do 85% of what's left. Right? And then I exhale. So I do two 85%. So I do an 85% inhalation. I might even sink a little bit and just pause for a beat. And then I measure that out, I think 85% of what's left. And that way I don't have to take it to the full kind of tension that comes when you completely exhale or completely inhale. You end up getting closer to 100%, but you're not close to it, but you're not actually, breathing as far as you actually can. And I find it actually more relaxing than doing this. If this is what I was doing. Right, so I'm kind of going to 100. And now what I'm doing is I'm doing this. I'm going in, where I'd usually stop, right? And then I do another 85. So you might find that you just instinctively start breathing deeper, and you might just breathe and put the brakes on at 97% naturally without the little second breath in between. But I found that doing that really helped me get a really full inhale and a really full exhale and stay relaxed. So again, it's go to 85, pause, and then do another 85. Don't go to 100, just 85 of what's left. And then all the way down. So if you say it was 80%, you're doing 80%, then you're doing 80% of 20%. So you're leaving yourself, I believe, 4 or 5%. So just a little training tip. I'd be curious if it works for you, if you want to try it. I do recommend whatever method you use, breathing a little deeper while this thing is on. And if you're an older person, that you should just breathe, well, hell, any person, you should just breathe deeper. Why not? Breathe deep. And if you want to play with this, it's 85, pause, 85, and then down, or 80. And good luck with your breathing. Good luck with your practice. I love comments. If you have any comments or questions, especially if this has been helpful to you, I appreciate it. And also I have a donation tip jar on the descriptions of my YouTube videos. Donations are great and awesome and really appreciated, but not really necessary or anything. It's just, it's always nice to pay the bills, but I'm not really doing this for money. I'm doing this mainly to be helpful. I want to be helpful to people, and if these training tips work for me and help me, maybe they'll work and help for you too. So that's why I'm offering them No ads on this station. All right, take care and good luck with your practice.